I think I got it.
Hey, Franny, how you doing? Wait,
You can't dance in front of people.
you just sauntered into my dance. See, how's it going?
Oh man, what are you doing? Oh, what is this?
Welcome to the show, Franny. That was a little bit of a Gangnam Style. That was a skosh of Gangnam.
Gangnam Style light? I should really...
We're here to cover all the Gangnam Style lights games. A whole new subgenre of video game that the indie developers of the Western Washington scene have created. They're really into size hits on Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style.
Gangnam.
It's probably for the best there's no one here. They would not like me doing this, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
How would you like to introduce PAX? If you had, let's say a camera was put in front of you, and you had no choice but to introduce PAX West 2022. Franny, what would you do?
1.
5.
High five?
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yes! Come here.
Okay.
Hello, welcome. It is Sunday morning, and I'm here with Zane, showing another space opera. You know, just another space opera.
Yet another. It's a side-scrolling cinematic action platformer. We like to call it a hack and blast. So there's plenty of visceral melee combat, lots of guns. The guns are a bit randomized. It's almost like a borderline looter shooter. They each have different stats, so you'll be managing your inventory and swapping them out all the time.
Oh, Phobos is wound up.
So eventually this game will be 2-player co-op, and the second player will control Phobos.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Jeez. Okay, so this really establishes the tone of the game here.
Yes. Shit goes down.
No, Phobos. We can fix Phobos.
Yeah, he's a robot. Of course we can fix him. I mean, how many times does C-3PO get taken apart and put back together? Yeah.
Right. We're vaulting and rolling through.
The parkour, the jumping, the maneuvering is very inspired by Another World or Out of This World, depending on what region you're in. And of course, Contra.
Right. What other inspirations do you have with that kind of gameplay style?
Well, again, the biggest would be Another World, Oddworld even.
Oddworld, yeah.
Like the side-scrolling Oddworld games, just because the jumping isn't just it's not a clean-cut jump all the time where you can change direction to jump. It feels like a real one, which you don't really see a whole lot of in side-scrollers anymore, but we kind of want to bring that back.
Oh no, I just fell and took massive damage.
Oh yeah.
Wow, we're just transitioning from building to building, and all of these spaces have just tons of different things going on.
Yeah, you're in a futuristic version of Phoenix, Arizona, New Phoenix.
No, I mean, it's pretty similar. This is Phoenix in a nutshell.
I've never been to Phoenix. I don't know if it actually looks like this or if this is a fictionalized version, but...
It's like light fiction, you know. Oh, cool. Now we're at the bar.
Yep. The evil bar.
Evil bar.
The Penta is what we call it.
This is a very cool set piece.
Thank you.
Woo!
This is a very, very large city.
Yeah.
Bigger than Seattle.
It's like a long city. Yeah, Seattle's a long city. It's not like massive and wide, it just is long. You get one train and it goes, yeah. Wow. So that's the beginning of the demo.
Yeah,
cool.
That's the first level.
Yeah, thank you for showing us another space opera.
Of course, thank you for asking questions.
Hello, hello. I'm with Gary at Audio-Technica, and you're here to show us around some microphones and talk about Audio-Technica as a company.
When we do this, we don't necessarily need a seal, so we can go with the velour headband material, so it's much more comfortable.
Yeah.
And again, this is going to be a little more spacious and open, and you can try those on.
So what I'm interested in, because usually I'll use earbuds more than anything else, because I want to be able to hear myself speak.
Right.
Especially when I'm performing or when I'm streaming and stuff. And I can actually hear myself with these on, which is very different from what I'm used to. I don't wear big cans because I can't hear myself.
Right. So these are really comfortable. They sound really great.
Those are comfy.
The one drawback is if you're in an environment with a lot of noise, you're going to hear it. And if you're in a really quiet environment, like say you're in a dorm and somebody's trying to study, they're going to hear what's going on in here.
Yep.
But these are the GDL and the GL3.
Yeah, it's funny. In my profession, I don't want sound canceling headphones.
Right. You want to be able to hear situational awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Come on, I got some new microphones. We provided a multi-stage pop filter within the microphone.
Oh, I'm always scared to do that with my microphone.
Yeah, so if you see in there, we have a multi-stage foam with a micro mesh and a heavier mesh for protection. And then if you look at the capsule, it's a pneumatically suspended capsule. And now this is an XLR. This is an analog XLR microphone, so you will need some type of an interface for this.
Yep.
So for a podcaster, the XLR works well because you can use multiple microphones if you're going to do interviews and whatnot. You're not limited to a single input. So that's the new AT2040. And then
what price is that at? That's
$99.
That's extremely good.
It's kind of cool because we have the $99 dynamic and we have the $99 2020, which you referenced earlier.
Yep.
And speaking
I use these AT2020s for big room settings.
Yeah, they're
where
great.
I need to capture multiple voices. And sometimes they're far away, sometimes they're close, and this kind of picks up all of that somehow.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's a real sensitive condenser. Again, this was originally designed for recording studios and home recording, so that would be perfect for that environment.
Yep. We see a lot of the light up microphones and stuff like that. They don't really do anything.
Yeah, this is more of a form follows function. So if you touch this is a capacitive switch. So touch that. You don't have to click it. It's
no
actually,
button. Yeah. Just whoop. There we go.
Yeah, so the reason we went with a capacitive switch rather than a mechanical switch is you don't want that clicking in the audio, right?
Yes, I hate when that happens.
So it's strictly a capacitive switch. We also see here you have a USB-C output, and we include the cable and adapters to go USB-C or USB-A.
Cool.
We've also increased the bitrate on this, so it's now 2496 if you want to.
Yep.
We also improved.
That's hard to get through USB.
Oh yeah. I appreciate you guys stopping to the booth.
Thank you for thank you for giving us the rundown. I'm happy to see AT that I'm familiar with just as much as AT that is new to me.
Awesome.
And I'm happy to hear there's a community that's going to keep fostering that for many years, so that I could keep building up new generations of folks that want to produce and make art and stuff.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, thank you, Gary. I was hoping I'd be able to get in early to go see.
I never was able to get into One Piece.
No, me either. It's how do you get into that anyway?
How do you get into that? It is 1,000 episodes long.
Yep.
I don't know if they ever even find the piece I'm assuming is the whole series is about.
Yep. But if you knew, if you had confirmation that they found the One Piece, then you wouldn't watch anyway.
I would just
You'd be like, oh,
I would
good,
just
they
Google
found,
what was the One
I'm
Piece.
glad they found the One Piece. Well, we know what the One Piece is. It's the treasure on the Grand Line. I've never seen an episode, but I do know.
Well, clearly I don't know that.
It is it's the greatest treasure that represents that you are the greatest pirate known to man. If you can find the One Piece on the Grand Line.
I feel like that's cheating. I feel like you should earn it through blood.
Well, that's what they found out, huh?
Well, I don't know.
That's
Shit.
why it's piracy, right?
Yeah.
I'm here with Morgan and Small Games, and we're here to show Hydes Haunt and Seek, which is an asymmetric multiplayer game where we're going to be haunting and getting haunted.
Start. I think you have to start. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, cool.
All right, so you are going to chill in this room real quick while we
I'm gonna haunt your ass.
possession.
I'm gonna be so haunting.
I want you guys to select this room up at top and press A. And oh no. Wrong.
Oh God.
That was my. Follow this. There's an icon for a baby that I want you to try to follow. Oh, there's a dragon.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of got a
Baby
with it.
going in.
It's very like there we go. So now it's hidden. He's gonna come out and try to find it. You guys are going to stalk him and do pranks. You can always find him with this icon here, this orange flashlight icon right
On the
now.
bottom left. Yeah.
You can also hold down B to get a bird's eye view.
Okay.
So you're going to stalk him, you're going to prank him, he's going to try to zap you.
Oh God, I don't want to be in front of him though.
And we're going to see what happens. Yeah, some of this stuff is levitatable.
We also, when initially coming up with this concept, I wanted a horror game that was horror light.
Yeah.
It's very important to me because, you know, a concept where the ghosts are coming in and just playing a bunch of pranks on a seeker could be very scary. You could be phasmophobia level. I can't handle that.
Yeah.
So part of my job as like narrative and art direction was like, how do I make this feel fun and spooky without absolutely being terrifying?
A lot like Luigi's Mansion.
Exactly.
More mischievous.
Yeah, like
You know?
mysterious, like I like to call them pranking poltergeists.
Yeah.
They just kind of levitate objects and kind of just mess with them.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
You guys are going to do a little ritual. Yeah, you got the right idea. One furniture per circle. And if you do that, you'll be able to make something very scary happen.
Oh. Oh, I see.
Oh, now you just got to touch him. Just
Oh my God, you're a big scary guy.
So just run,
Where's the secret?
Where is the seeker?
he's outside of the house.
Nice, nice. You're free.
The ghost twin.
Wow, the ghost won! Oh my gosh!
You're in hell now.
Look at
This
that.
is why we're in a demo.
Absolutely.
I think
This
when-
happens with fully
That rules.
released games that I've played.
Sorry guys, yeah, that was.
But hey, you got to become the clown character. You would definitely would have killed him. So nice job.
So that's.
That's such an awesome. I like this ending though too.
Did you see the one where he like grabs you?
Yes. Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Great ghosting. Incredible work.
Good game, good game.
Is this something that's going to be in early access soon, or is this?
I hope so. It really depends on the publisher. We're right now to get to a Steam release. It's about an 18-month timeline, give or take.
Yep.
It looks very polished, but like I want to do bespoke haunts in every room. So the little like levitation that you were doing,
Right.
I would love for each room to have their own haunt. So like a skeleton falls out of the closet, the bed starts lifting. This all requires a lot of content. There are 4 unique ghost characters. We only have 1 right now.
Yep.
I have the second one planned, but I need a 3D model.
And it seems like a lot of the impetus and you know popularity is towards this like killer character at the very end, the super ghost.
Yeah, there are like
Grandpa.
yeah, Gramps.
Is there going to be more?
There
you know-
are, yeah. I have another character planned. It's very like kind of Haunted Mansion inspired. You know how you go into
yeah.
the portraits and they change into their monster form?
Yep.
I have a monster woman right now. She's very cool. I just don't have the 3D model in the game yet.
Of course.
So yeah, there's going to be 4. Obviously, we could like do more.
Right.
I want people to get attached to the characters and the lore of this game. At the
Is
same
it about there being those different kinds of characters, or is it about the kind of ghost that players can pick for themselves? Like, is it
You can
is it
pick
like a
different-
customizational, optional?
It'll be
kind of-
just different abilities for the haunt ghost. So right now, the clown character, we don't have this programmed in yet, but he has like a hug and kiss of death. So like his long arms come out, they pull you in, and he kisses you to death.
Yep. Thank you, Gramps.
That's more of like an offensive ghost, so that would be like very attack mode. It's kind of like Dead by Daylight, the different killers.
That's kind of what I was wondering.
There's a woman character, the one that I have right now, her name is Greta, and she has fans, so she's going to be more defensive, so kind of just staying back but like throwing out fans. So in that final haunt sequence, that's when you're going to really see like the characters shine.
Yep. Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is just a demo, but you know, these are my aspirations. Like I'm a writer mostly, and art director, so I would love to see this come to life.
You have a lot of hats.
I do. I do have a lot of hats.
You do all the roles.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for showing us Hydes Haunt.
This was so great to talk to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I had a great time with it, and I can't wait to see more.
Awesome.
Action.
Hello, video game choo-choo fans. We're taking over PAX West 2022. They have given me a media badge, and now every game developer in this entire expo has emailed me asking me to cover them. And I'm going to figure out what that means. So come along, we're gonna put on a show.
Her character yet.
No? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Just
Like,
like,
she's just because
she's like a grown-up Daria.
She was
Like,
so
very-
painfully awkward in Legacy. Like she's
It was-
still
that was great, that was
she's
a-
still awkward, but it's like
course.
she's lightened up a little bit. Like so
Oh,
she's
good.
Because I feel like
That's character growth. That's
yes,
not.
yes, character growth. Let's go with that.
Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to be able to introduce Video Game Choo-Choo to Dave Gilbert,
Hello.
the person who runs and rules over Wadjet Games.
Rules.
Oh, it's all right. I don't know. It's a little ostentatious.
Makes me sound very sinister. I rule over.
I think all game designers need to have a little bit of.
I agree.
being sinister.
I agree. Yeah.
And you've made a wide spread of point and clicks, and it's a real legacy in and of itself at this point. Because it's been about
you.
15 years, I think, now?
16.
16.
Yep. Almost exactly. Yep.
Incredible.
Thank
You
you.
are a veteran of the industry. And you're
That's
someone
so
who
weird to
deserves.
hear.
I know. Oh, I know. No one expects to hear that, but then you get there. And
It happens to us all if we stick around long enough. It's,
You
you become
have.
veterans of something. Yeah.
a veteran of a industry that also is well loved and is a small like group of people, the point and click adventure kind of genre. You've made the Blackwell series, 5 games of just very fun, also really streamable.
Oh, really?
I don't, because this wasn't a thing when you were making these.
No, they weren't. It was
but
just
like-
starting to become a thing when I finished it.
But like, holy crap, I've streamed Blackwell Legacy, and it was 4.5 hours, which is a perfect stream length.
Oh, wow.
And we had a great time the entire time.
I'm so glad.
The thing that struck through with us in that game was how, instead of all the other point and click games that we've been playing where you combine items to make interactions happen, instead we're combining ideas. You write in your notebook, like, I've got a theory about this guy, I've got a theory about this guy, I've got a theory about
I
this
stole
guy.
that mechanic like verbatim from a game called Discworld Noir. Just to make that clear, it wasn't an original idea. I
Doesn't
stole
have
it.
to be.
Yeah. I made it my own,
works.
though. I made it my own.
Yes.
You can tell when someone's not enjoying what they're doing. You can just tell. And if I'm not enjoying it, then the player's not going to enjoy it either.
And so you use that as like your guiding light for
Always.
being authentic.
Yeah,
you
is
know?
this fun? Do I like this character? Is this, if I saw this synopsis like on a movie poster, if I saw this, would I want to play it or see it? And if the answer is yes, I will pursue it. Typically.
Following that, what about for your daughter? When do you think's the right time for her to play?
She has.
games?
I mean,
She
she's
has?
watched
How's
me
she-
play them.
How does she feel about them?
She loves them. I mean, for her, it's like extra time with Daddy. She will always keep, like, even when Unavowed was done and I was sick of it, she kept asking me if I could play it, and she wanted to watch it. I'm like, I'm so sick of this game, sweetie.
Wow.
And she even Hobbs Barrow, which is like this folk horror game, she wanted to watch it. I'm like, okay, let me know if you're scared. And she was fine.
It's the, like, when you break down point and click adventures, they're the most honest game.
Yeah.
You click a thing, and a thing happens.
Exactly.
You get an immediate result.
I mean, and I played a bunch of them with her. I played the Monkey Islands.
Yep.
Even like the Telltale stuff I played with her. I played, what else? I played the Sam & Max games with her. I played,
Oh, good.
a bunch of the LucasArts ones.
We
because
recently played Day of the Tentacle.
I played that with her.
I can't think of a better game to show.
Well, the ones with like the ones that have like good voice acting.
Yeah.
That helps because where everything is voice acted. Because at the time she couldn't read, so I didn't want to have to read everything. And she enjoyed them, and then I started showing her my stuff as I was going through all the Blackwell games to test them.
Yeah.
In the new, like I wanted to update them in the newest version of the engine, and she was watching me play them, and now she knows them all backwards and forwards. She remembers minor characters, and I had a birthday party earlier this year, and some of my voice actor friends came, and
Cool.
I would often say, "Hey, Evie, do you recognize this voice?" And she would look up, and they would say something, and she'd be like, "Mandana," and it was just very cute. Like she recognized all the voices. And
That's
everything.
way cool.
Yeah.
Speaking about voice acting, I mean, this is a genre unique for how sanctified voice acting is.
Sanctified.
Sanctified.
I
mean,
love that you use
it's-
that word.
It's a core design philosophy. Like other game genres don't have voice acting as their core, design choices made around that specifically.
Right.
It'll be part of it, of course, in a lot of aspects, and some don't have any. But how does that affect, the creation of?
Oh, very much. I always think of voice acting, working with the voice actors, as my reward for getting
Really?
the game to that point. Because when the first game I sold commercially was the Shiva, and it originally was a freeware game. And when I decided I want to try selling this, the first thing I thought of, like, how can I add value to this to justify people buying it, because it was released for free. And I thought, well, the voice acting, that makes the most sense. So I was part of an improv group at the time, and I just invited them over, and I'm like, there's this old police officer who was trying to solve a murder that took place, September 10th. But the next day, that happened. Police were not interested, and this is like the case that's been haunting him for decades, but he's never been able to solve it because, it was cold by the time things settled down enough.
Yeah.
And so now he wants to go back and solve it. And it's like, just having that as the backdrop just
see.
adds this
Okay.
something,
Yep.
It adds this like extra bit of dread to the story, and just sort of like being not telling the story, like you don't actually see it happen, you're not even there when it happens, but knowing it's about to happen.
Okay.
And I think that just adds like a certain something. I haven't actually gotten to that mission yet. I'm like I got one more chapter to write before I get to that one, but I'm kind of like steeling myself because I know it's going to be hard, because I was there. Like I know exactly where I was on that day. Like I know everything. So it's it feels like something that I am qualified to tell, as I said. So,
Sure.
So I feel like I am. It's time. It's been 20 some odd years.
Talking about the specifics of that, especially with how 9/11 as an event is interpreted now, how does that affect, for example, one of the hard parts about any kind of discussion around 9/11 is that it's such a big representation of imperialism in America extending their reach in a big way.
Yeah.
Does that come up in a way?
Not in the game.
Because when I saw advertising for Old Skies, they talk about, and you have the Twin Towers in the key art, and it makes it give you the feeling like you're going to go there.
Not really. I
And
mean,
so-
I put it in the key art because like showing the New York skyline and showing the Twin Towers is like a great way of showing like this is not the present day. And it was a
okay.
handy
Yeah.
shorthand of like, because the thing about
That is a handy shorthand.
Thank you. Yeah, the thing about time travel stories is that, because we've done like a post-apocalyptic story with Shardlight and Primordia, we've done cyberpunk with Technobabylon, we've done urban fantasy with Unavowed and Blackwell, and there's like visual shorthands. Like there's things from like popular culture that you say, okay, this is like post-apocalyptic, this is urban fantasy, this is cyberpunk. There's examples out there, like if you know what it is.
Yep.
Time travel, not so much. Like there's no special like trope that says, okay, this is a time travel story.
Right.
Because it's just you time travel to a different era, and it's just whatever era you're in, that's what it looks like.
So many time travel stories,
Yeah.
and they're all like
There's no like, okay, you've got
different.
like Bill and Ted, Back to the Future,
Time Bandits.
Time Bandits or whatever. There's no specific trope of what. So I was racking my brain of like, because this is my marketing brain always thinking and still worrying about this. It's like, how do I compress it? Because just from screenshots, you don't know it's a time travel story.
Right.
Because it's just, okay, here she is in Prohibition era wearing, the flapper dress, and here she is like in the 1870s,
It
wearing
makes it
that.
look like it's a scene, like it's a
you don't
genre
know.
flick or something,
Yeah. So like whenever I post a screenshot, I always try to include a line of dialogue where they mention time travel. And then when we did the poster,
Oh, that's
I'm like,
clever.
okay, like what, like how can we like let this make it obvious that this is a time travel story? And like she's holding up that clock, but then in the background you have like the faded the World Trade Center there.
Yeah.
And like that's a good shorthand for this is the past. And
it's heavy and it's very striking.
Thank you.
So yeah, no, I'm just glad to hear about how it's being used.
It's not going to be like it's not a heavy-handed story.
Yeah.
It's, with the 9/11
Which you've
story.
worked with before.
It's
and
actually going to be a love story, and I'm actually looking forward to that. I've never done a love story before, so
really?
there's a little romance there, which I'm excited to write.
Gosh, that's all of my questions and more.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking time with us today.
That was a pure pleasure. Thank you.
It was my pleasure. It was all mine. And yeah, thank you for all the games. Keep doing awesome because
That's all I know how to do at this point.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Yeah, right on.
Hey, Franny.
Yeah.
Let's talk generally just about PAX while we're doing this.
Okay.
It's been 3 days. We haven't actually had like a vlog type check-in of any kind yesterday since the morning.
Yeah.
So people might not know what we've been through over the last 20 hours.
I'm just tired.
We hit a low. We hit a drastic. There was one game in this mix, and maybe people will know what it is from our footage of it. I don't know. I'm gonna try to show up all these games as best I can, but like, there was one that almost broke us.
I just put my camera down at one point. I was like, you know what? All I need is the audio. Will this work?
Are you oh wow! Ooh, you're making like a little Jenga tower out of your DSLR,
Oh my
which is
God.
dumb, and I respect it.
As long as it's on the right angle.
Ooh. Yeah. So yeah, we had, what was all the turmoil that we went through to make any of this happen?
I don't know. It's just sometimes there's nothing to say about a game, but you have to pretend like there is, and it just makes you want to die. Okay, but then if there,
Oh my gosh, there we are.
that works.
Yeah, I like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to be an asshole, but you just get a game that is like a game.
And it's not even something that like, oh, it's a sequel or it's something like, no, you made.
It's not
the
even
exact
something
same game that
new.
people
It's
have
not
already
even
made.
something new. Like I said yesterday, you can delete this if I'm saying too much. But like I said, every tactics game, it's like, what are you gonna
Wow,
say?
spoilers.
What are you
All
gonna
right.
say about it? Like I said, it's like, what are you gonna ask? What was your inspiration?
I like that we played a couple of tactics games, so that's still a little vague.
I know.
Yeah.
What was yesterday? That game.
Ikone?
That game was wonderful.
Yeah.
He was great. He was very nervous.
I'm finding out there's a lot of tactics to like getting a good interview out of something, but also we're interviewing programmers or sometimes marketing people or like they're folks with either a tool set that's not specified towards talking to people or a tool set that is not necessarily like the game itself.
Yeah.
Something more tangential, which is also important, and I want that perspective, but like they'll clam up. I'll ask something, but like they'll be like, well, that's not my thing.
I do want to talk to the people who make the game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's not as many, and it's not like a big deal. Maybe
It's the limitation of this PAX.
I wouldn't want to deal with it either.
This PAX is for publishers.
Yeah.
And so.
Or like a couple of the people that we talked to that really need publishers.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how a normal dev would even be able to afford a booth like this out here.
I have no idea.
Or this show at large, because there's so many extra costs. Even as an attendee, there's so many extra costs.
Yeah. Sorry,
But
there's more yelling.
Can we talk about the psychic toll that we've been in this expo hall for 3 days straight? And
Yeah.
we've been here at like 5 p.m. when every booth does a raffle,
Yeah.
and they're all shouting about
And it's like, I don't care about the raffle.
the same raffle.
I don't care about the raffle.
You hear this light tube?
What?
Like this.
Horrible.
What? What do you mean horrible? Look at that.
Let's
I like it.
put it back.
Let's put it back, sorry. Wow, yeah, this sure is a game about banter. So let's banter instead, because I'm reading through this and I'm already like zoning out.
It's,
Sorry, that was shady. That's probably the shadiest thing I've ever said
well,
about.
I mean, this is just how these games are, which is fine.
Well, it's
I
not
have to
just
be in
these
the
games.
right
It's
mood.
like we're gonna do read-only memories next, and it's also this subset of like adventure game inspired, like old school adventure game inspired games, but they don't have a lot of interaction,
Right.
and so they just go off of vibes, right?
Yeah.
And the vibes they crib off of really hard is either some kind of aesthetic like coffee,
Yeah.
or the cyberpunk aesthetic like ROM, and they go off their characters. And they'll have a diverse selection of characters, a lot of queer characters,
Yeah.
and they try to be really relatable. And if you ain't in a mood to read,
Yeah. No, exactly. And I'm not
there's
really in the
much
mood to
else
read right now.
there.
Because that man just held the longest sustained note I've heard in this whole convention.
Someone literally just screamed, yo, for 5 seconds. Yeah.
I mean, it's nice when you're like in bed. I would play Valhalla before like bed just to like unwind. I'm like reading
Yeah.
and stuff. That's fine. This would be a nice thing for that. I just feel like I don't know what they're talking about right now.
I can tell you what they're talking about, and it's not a lot. It is banter back and forth first about the coffee, about their drinks they like and don't like,
Yeah,
and then about Job as, this is Georgie, who's a main character from the last game too.
Georgie.
About police stuff that isn't going to have any impact in what we're doing unless it's a larger mystery that I'm not going to get to know about because it's a demo. So like, you know, not really a hook. The hook is some character that's going to come in and be like, what's going
oh
on?
my god.
There,
Like that guy?
This
With
guy.
the horns?
With the horns.
Right.
With the Gucci sweatshirt. But it doesn't even look like fake Gucci. It looks like, I don't know. It looks like it's
Gucci.
signaling
Yeah.
this stuff hard.
Okay, so there are creatures in this. There are creatures that sometimes go into the coffee shop. I get it. Games. It's like it is like when you want to read a book.
Why
where
am I at PAX playing solitaire? Sorry, we're in a shady mood. We're really. I don't need to apologize to you. I don't need to apologize for being. I'm not even in a bad mood right now. I
That's the
just
whole point.
want to talk shit.
We're bitches.
Bitches. Notable bitch, Solon. That's me.
I'm just tired. I haven't been engaging with almost anything because I'm like looking at it through the camera,
Yeah.
and then I'm not like it's just passing by.
Yeah. And so
is
since
nice.
like you have to engage, your way of engaging with PAX at large is just through a camera.
Yeah, which
And
a lot.
so-
I think I'm not to that point yet where I'm like confident doing the camera stuff, and then also just like getting invested in what I'm filming.
I don't know
I don't
how
know how to
anyone can do
explain
that. That's too much to do at once.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It's just effortless, and I can't do it. I gotta freak out about it every time.
All right, I'm gonna make a guy a matcha. Are you ready for this?
Disgusting.
What? Only matcha?
No, I know. It's fine. It's not disgusting. I'm not.
They don't
I'm
have.
just being
They
an
don't have a
asshole.
matcha button. They just have green tea.
Isn't it? Are you just? That's That's not how you make a matcha. In a coffee shop, I don't know what it's like.
But like these guys, they're just doing small talk. That's what
Yeah.
you do when you're a barista, when you're a bartender.
Yeah.
And you have to really like, talk about the most banal stuff all the time.
Yeah, it really sucks. That was my least favorite part of doing bartending.
Tending bar.
Just talking to people. I hated it. Some people would be like so easy to talk to.
I like to make the drinks. I like making a drink that I'm proud of.
I liked to be the like aloof, like female bartender who didn't want to talk to anybody. That's an archetype that I kind of leaned into.
Yep.
So I didn't have to deal with anybody.
You just sitting there.
And people will respect
Two biceps,
it.
Franny, just like washing one of those mugs.
Yeah.
And then like you just keep washing. You're just scrubbing at it,
Just washing
and no
it.
one messes with
Cutting
you when
the
you're
limes, like it's like really aggressively, and they're like, oh, she's busy.
Yep, she's
And
busy.
I'm like, I'm always busy. It's like Valhalla, where you read a little bit about everybody's little lives that come in.
Yep.
It looks great. I love
I think the
pixel
thing
art
is,
when they do stuff like this.
there's nothing wrong with this at all.
You see this?
Yeah, this is delightful and wonderful, but I'm playing a demo that sure is focused on an SBD cop, and it just makes me uncomfortable. That's just how it's gonna go. What do we got left for the rest of the day? Neurodiver.
Some other stuff we find.
Yep, we've got to catch up on a couple
Indie
of things.
games show thing.
Oh, and Seattle Indie Expo.
The Polish thing, the party.
There's a Polish party.
Sleep.
It's sleep. And then
Food at some point, maybe?
yeah, that'll be at the Polish party.
Probably,
That's
yeah,
why
we
we're
got
going
30
there
seconds.
for Polish sausage.
So yeah,
I think we're ready. I think we're good for the rest of the day.
we'll talk more with Neurodiver maybe, but I don't know.
Let's catch up at the end of this day and see if we survived all of PAX.
Yeah.
Because so far, oh boy, we hit a low, but we're gonna make it. I think we're gonna make it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna let it stop automatically. It's 5 seconds.
So Demonschool is it's an RPG, kind of like a friendship-oriented horror RPG.
Yep.
With tactical battles.
Okay. Nice.
But it's a little complicated at this time, so we're gonna see how you do.
Luckily, strategy is my forte. I'm so smart and big-brained.
So how this game works is that you essentially select a character and then you select a direction, and then they will do whatever is contextually possible for them when they move in that direction. So this is Namiko down here that you have selected. Yep. She does a pass-through attack, but it doesn't do damage. It debuffs. So if you hit A and go through, then now Faye with the red hair, if you hit that demon, then it does 2 damage, whereas previously it would have done 1. Now if you rewind with left bumper, select Newt and highlight Faye now. This is a heal, and it heals, normally it heals, but if someone is full health already, it gives them a buff. So now her attack is up, now try hitting that demon, now it does 4.
Oh, they're gone, goodbye.
Yeah, so you got them in 1 hit when you do it that way. And so you're kind of managing your AP, your action points. Each character, their first action costs 1, second action costs 2, third costs 3. You can see how many action points they cost down here. But one thing you definitely want to do is move him out of that target zone. So you'll want to rewind a little bit and make sure you can get him out of there. Because that will be an insta-kill. Yeah, do that. That's good. And then you got a couple of them. Now hit Y to start the action phase. And now you see it play out.
Do it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then they're gonna do nothing.
That's right. And so now the finger comes down. It's a little hard to see in the planning phase, so we're working on that. But you have to hit that. Once you hit that with any of the characters, then you'll see what happens later.
Okay.
But
cool.
you also want to get your friends out of that red danger zone.
That's a full turn of stuff.
So you've hit the finger, and that means
Yo.
there you
Okay.
go. And so now you want to hit that eyeball. And once you hit the eyeball, you do damage to the boss. And that's the cycle, basically.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Just go for it.
All right, let's see how this looks.
Combo. That's the combo.
Wow. The blood spray.
See, he's trying to open up the portal now.
He's reaching in.
Yeah.
That's grody.
Yes, it is gross.
Folks.
So you gotta hit. So you got three things you need to take care of right now. One is, well, four, I guess. One is you gotta hit both of those fingers, and the other is you gotta stop this guy, and then you want to stay out of the danger zone. So those are all your things that you're thinking about.
Yeah, I don't need to move with her. And everything will kind of just take care of itself.
Should take care of itself. You got another combo there.
Oh, swag.
Eyeball pops out. He's gonna punch those guys. Blasted.
Nice.
There you go.
My problems are taking care of themselves.
Taking care of themselves.
I don't have to work hard. I just have to work smart.
It's all coming together.
I think that's it, right? I just have to finish.
Their coffins will thonk down and open up, and you'll emerge from there. But we don't have that in yet. Anyway, you've won, so you can just hit, and then
We strategied.
we strategied.
Oh, I would not have been able to do that without you. There's a lot of nuance to that.
There's some nuance. We hope that people will, eventually we'll be tutorializing it, of course.
Yep, of course.
But at present, it's just difficult.
It is hard, but it's very fair, and you have so much opportunity to move through your turns that.
Yes, and you can rewind at any time. So if something has happened, you can come back from it.
Yep.
And so here we are.
Damn. That's how I feel, Faye.
Yes.
Oh. So what is this looks incredible. All the pieces are here. What's next for Demonschool?
Now we build it all. We're still working on basically every aspect of the game, but we're just putting in story content. We're putting in all the side quests. We're putting in all the relationship stuff because you can.
Okay, cool.
If you play the story demo at some point, you'll see that there are choices you can make that will please one person or another person. Your relationship meter goes up.
Yep.
Yeah, we're just more graphics, more music, more stages, more weird stuff. That's what it is.
Well, it's an incredibly impressive demo.
Thank you. That's one of the characters that you get later.
Oh, cool.
She's a witch. She can heal, but also she can shoot beams.
Cool.
So she's a healer who her special is also an attack. So she's the only healer that can also attack.
That's awesome. That's kind of what I was. I needed some more, kick out of Newt, and that sounds perfect.
Newt he can attack if you knock someone into him. Then he'll attack.
He'll do combos. Oh,
yes, he'll participate in combos, but he won't get his hands dirty otherwise.
He's not a fighter.
You're gonna ask?
How many characters are you going to be able to play as?
15.
Each of these characters does so many intricate actions.
They're all very different. Maybe it was a mistake to make so many, but we've done it, and so that's what it is. There is a main character. The main character is Faye, and everyone interacts with her. She leads the team. But there are 15 other characters, some of which you can unlock optionally. Others are part of the main story. They all have their own arcs. Right. So, yeah, and she's one of them.
That's so cool.
I think they're all pretty quirky. Maybe one of the characters I'm most excited about, though, is actually an enemy character. Who
Now we're talking a rival?
Rival
turned friend?
We have a rival turned friend.
Yes.
No big spoilers, but this is not who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a rival who is a humanoid demon who does not really understand how humans work, but thinks that they understand how humans work super well. And
that's amazing.
And so it's always like posing in unusual ways and reacting inappropriately to situations.
Hey, we've all been there.
Yes.
That's how we all feel sometimes.
So I'm excited about them. I think that's a good one. And I'm also, just personally, I like the arc that happens between Faye and Namako, who I like how their friendship evolves over time and how they can fill in each other's gaps.
I like Namako's style a lot.
Thanks.
Part of the Blue Crew. I love that.
Yes. So, yeah, it's a horror game, but it's very friendship oriented, and it's more spooky than scary.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you like spooky vibes, but you really just want to hang out with your friends, that's what this is.
It's for my pastel goths.
Indeed.
And for my gothic goths.
Your pastel goths, your gothic goths, your health goths, just any kind of
Shout out to
goth.
health goths. Shout out to all the goths.
Yeah.
Hey, Video Game
favorite goth?
Choo Choo, shout out to the goths.
Yeah, that's right. This one's for you, goths.
Demonschool. Yeah, we're looking forward to this. This is very impressive and very cool.
Thank you.
And one of just the slickest tactics games that I've really got to play. It reminds me of Kadelka.
That's a great compliment.
Which is a very big compliment.
Yeah. Love, was it Sacknoth at the time? Or were they called Nautilus? I think they were Sacknoth. I can't remember.
They're weird is what they were.
Kadelka. Good game.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
What? Yeah, you know?
All right.
Oh, he looks like here.
No, God, no.
It's a camera. It's fine. We've been on cameras all day today.
I know, but I've had my mask on.
I think that changes stuff, doesn't it? It
Yeah.
changes how you feel about it. Yeah.
Do you want to do this masked?
It's for continuity.
Okay.
You're right. We should be masked so that we can maintain continuity. Hey, PAX is over. Tomorrow's the last day, but we
I
declare
can't find my shit.
it's over now.
Yeah.
We just finished, and I know last time that we talked about any of this stuff, we were a little down. We've 180 degree turned around. PAX is actually cool. We changed our mind.
We've been drinking.
No, hold on. That helped, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was probably the thing that helped more than anything.
Yeah. There were some good games too, but we've been drinking.
Most important thing is that you got to go to the Seattle Indie Expo.
And eating sausages. Yeah.
Sausages, oh. So, we went to the Seattle Indie Expo, which had some of the best games that we played out of PAX. Just Best in Show was not in PAX, it was somewhere else. It was in a different hotel altogether. And they just hide them in Seattle and don't tell anyone about them. But that's what we're here for.
Until the last day.
Until the very last. Now it's the last day. And then
Tomorrow's the last day, but not really, because it's a Monday, and who wants to do that?
it's Labor Day. We don't have to work tomorrow. Why do they put PAX on Labor Day? Because they hate
They
the
used to
laborers.
not.
No,
They used to not do it.
it's a day of rest.
Yeah.
It's nationally sanctified day of rest.
I'm gonna fucking rest.
It's a threat. Going to fucking rest.
I'm
This is
gonna
a threat.
Rest so fucking hard.
Mm-hmm.
You won't even hear from me for a week.
We do have to hear from you within a week. I'm sorry. That's the rules. That's what I've been learning. That's what everyone's been telling me all week. Is that like you have to get this stuff out as soon as possible. You're on
You
deadline.
have
I'm
to
like,
finish all this by 7 in the morning tomorrow.
I'm like, dog. A pandemic happened. No, I don't. There's no rules anymore.
There's no rules. I'm gonna take 2 weeks, and everybody's gonna be so fucking grateful for it.
So, yeah, we're existing in a space where, since we're independent with Video Game Choo Choo, we don't have to do shit. We just have to do whatever we want, and it's my choice to make it be as best as possible. And that's why we wanted to have a lot of interviews with devs. I wanted to have a lot of FaceTime where we just vlog about our experience of what happened.
We had a good one earlier with coffee time.
Yep. Which I just really enjoyed. I know I was a little bit of a bitch during it, but
It was okay.
it was fun. That was part of it. We weren't mad at the games or anything. It was just
No,
it
it was just the mood.
was just being, having
the
worked so
mindset.
long.
Yeah.
And now the Polish let us hang out at their house, which is PAX tradition. If folks don't know, the insider scoop is that there's a insiders party at the Polish Heritage House every year. Most years they put it back, and they let me back in, and we let Franny in too, and they gave us like
Bunch of sausages.
just a ton of sausages and little pierogi things and a lot of alcohol.
Little pickles.
The little gherkins. They're like little gherkins, right?
Gherkins.
Uh-huh.
Some drinks.
They gave me a Lamborghini with vodka. What is that? I don't know. But in Poland, there's an energy drink that is called a Lamborghini. And so basically, they gave me a Polish Jaeger bomb. And I'm realizing that I asked for that, and that's probably the dorkiest thing you could have asked for. But I feel great now, so who's wrong here? Not me.
Not me.
Me. Anyway, we need to get you to the light rail, because you've got another 1 hour trek back to home. And it's your last one.
Yeah.
Unlike this morning when a bus broke down and you had to be like an hour and a half late or something to...
Did you do any sort of vlog situation about that?
No, I don't
Alright,
think I was setting you up for it in the last one, but it wasn't the time to talk about it. Holy shit.
Right.
You literally watched a train crash.
Yes.
The link rail, the train crashed in front of her.
Yeah.
And so
Ball of fire.
it blocked. There was a ball of fire.
Traumatized.
Not the one that you were on. And that meant that they had to get everybody out via like bus shuttles
Yep.
to circumnavigate this thing.
Between the two spots on the whole line that have like the longest distance.
Yeah.
So.
You were just in the worst place for this to happen. And it meant that you ended up having to be like an hour and a half late. We had to change up how we did 2 of the interviews, but they were cool with
fucking
it.
slept in.
No, yeah. I wish. Tomorrow though.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. See, this
I'm
was
not doing
all
Monday.
This was all after yesterday being a hard day. And then this morning was a hard fucking morning.
Yeah.
Now, we came over a lot of that. Had an awesome time. I had a great time. 6 was awesome, and
6 was awesome.
we got to make a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
With the Polish crew.
It was a nice little crew this year.
Right. Just wonderful.
Most of my friends are still avoiding PAX because it's expensive and it's not.
It's expensive as fuck.
It's
I don't
fine.
think we would be able to do it without having the media badges. Like this would be impossible.
Yeah.
We would not be able to cover like this without the media passes. So
Yeah.
kind of shout out to Reed Pop, I guess. Thanks, PAX. You know what? Thanks, PAX.
Thanks,
This
PAX.
has been kind of a life-changing event, I think. I think it has been. This is I want this to be a new normal. We're gonna
Which
change a lot of
part?
things. Us getting media badges, new normal, to set up for easier and better ways to make this work. Because we want to make this stuff, but it was very, very hard this year. And with more planning, and now that we know what we're getting into, we can make this better. And we already make this really fucking good. I'm gonna just I say it. I'm gonna say it for us because I need to manifest that energy. Because I'm about to go into the editing booth for like a week straight and not come out.
I filmed a lot of bullshit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I need all of the B-roll. I need all the bullshit that I can get right now.
I hope there's enough B-roll.
I hope there's extra bullshit. You got a train to catch,
Yep.
and this one won't break down.
I got a train to catch. I gotta go invest in
Shitcoin,
Dogecoin.
yeah.
Shitcoin.
There was not much Bitcoin at this whole event.
No,
Oh.
just that one and a crypto mech
Yep,
that ripped
yep.
off Metal Gear.
The Metal Gear fuckers, the core, Metal Core or whatever. They're just called Metal Core, which is the stupidest name ever. That's a music genre. They don't even know. They don't even know.
They just want you to invest in their robot NFTs.
They're so fucking stupid. Yeah, no. If this is the last little bit that we get to do together, then I'm glad that we got to do this.
Yeah,
High five. What?
I'm being held here against my will. I'm joking.
We got there. We did it.
We did it.
Did it.
We did it. I'm not
holding
coming
you.
back tomorrow.
No.
I'm tired.
Fuck that. I'm coming back tomorrow because I'm a
I want to talk
sycophant.
to that gay guy though.
Right?
I don't know if he can keep that in.